Well, good evening, everyone. I guess this would be a traditional episode of Carpo After Dark. I started to make this video a few moments ago and was interrupted by several different events happening, and I kind of laughed it off, and it gave me another couple minutes to think about how much more patience I've gained over the years. And I really wanted to mention this. It's something that, they say when you get older, you tend to lose your patience as well as lose your tolerance. Or maybe I should say, maybe you become more patient, but you become less tolerant. Maybe I had that wrong there. But the tolerance part was my main focus. That it's harder and harder to accept new things or to accept a change to your environment as you get older and more established and comfortable. But also that it's more difficult to meet new friends and meet new people and to find new excitements in life. But that's something that I'm really trying to hang on to in my life. I shouldn't say I'm trying, I should say I just am hanging on to them. I'm hanging on to the joys and the excitements, but most of all the people, which is where the focus of my video here lies. And I was thinking earlier about people being, what are we really here for? Who knows? But during that process of living and dying, we meet a lot of people along the way. And after we're gone, we can only hope that we're remembered by our loved ones. And some people take it quite a step further. They want to be memorialized in statues, in books, in texts, in historical documents. But in the end, no matter how famous you are or how well revered you are, you're still gone, you're still dead, and you will eventually be completely forgotten by the earthly realm. So once you've learned to accept that in life, I think that it's much easier to realize that while we may be peons and our lives may be insignificant in the bigger picture, we can still prescribe attributes to our lives, pretend that they are something that we want them to be. We can mold them to what we are. In other words, we have the free will to create what we want in our lives and to have our own dreams and desires without being influenced by any larger picture that maybe we are a part of. Who knows? But that's not my focus here. I guess my focus would be more on just being, as a humans, what we desire to carry on, let's say, after we die. Now, often people remember other people and memorialize the people, but then there are people who want to be remembered. In other words, there are people who are remembered just because of who they were, that were too humble to ever even care, and that's why they were remembered. And then there's people that wanted to be famous, they wanted to be recognized, and they made sure that their name was remembered through history. And with a lot of the older historical figures, say thousands of years ago, it's difficult to know which ones were just pious assholes and which, the philosophers were actually, reasonable humans. A lot of the people back then who, were highly revered had values that would conflict with what we today think are normal things, such as, sex with children, the way that women were treated, all the different things that went on, but I guess life doesn't change that much. Even in today's world, we deal with the same kind of people, and we revere many of the same people too. People who've done bad things. But I guess I'm kind of getting off subject here. It's that being patient with people and understanding people is a good way to be part of this world, as opposed to trying to control it or be different. Oh, here we go. Check it out. See if I can focus in on this. It's one of those drones, I'm pretty sure. It just popped up over the horizon like a little UFO, and the lights will change on them and stuff. Anyway, I'm not even going to bother trying to film it. It's pointless. I did. There it goes. It's all zipping around in circles. The excitement of life, I guess, is what I'm getting at. The fact that we all just want to be part of this thing, and we're not quite sure how we'll be remembered or if we'll be remembered, but it doesn't really matter. What really matters is, how are we living now? It reminds me, people say it's so easy to just wait for something great to happen and to not take initiative in life. And I'm just as guilty as anyone else. But I don't do some of the things that I know would benefit me. But, I hope in time I can grow into those things, to realize that doing things for the right reasons are what's the most important. Anyway, gotta go. Have a great night.